Welcome to a journey through time, exploring the incredible story of South Africa, a nation forged in diversity, struggle, and unwavering resilience. From the dawn of humanity to a modern democratic powerhouse, this is the complete history of South Africa. Our story begins millions of years ago in what is now known as the cradle of humankind. Fossil discoveries like Australopithecus africanus reveal that this region was a stage for early human evolution. Fast forward to about 20,000 BCE, and the land was inhabited by the San, skilled hunter-gatherers famous for their intricate rock art, and the Khoikhoi, pastoralists who herded livestock. These indigenous peoples lived in deep connection with the environment, establishing the very first cultures of southern Africa. Around the first millennium CE, a major shift occurred. Bantu-speaking peoples began migrating south from West and Central Africa. They brought with them revolutionary new skills, agriculture and ironworking. Settling across the eastern and northern parts of the land, they formed chiefdoms and small kingdoms. This migration forever changed the cultural and demographic landscape, as new societies emerged from the intermingling of peoples and ideas. In 1488, the winds of change blew from a new direction. Portuguese explorer Bartolomeu Dias sailed around the continent's southern tip, christening it the Cape of Good Hope. But it wasn't until 1652 that a permanent European presence was established. Led by Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch East India Company set up a refreshment station at what would become Cape Town, a crucial stopover for ships on the spice route. This small outpost marked the beginning of centuries of colonial influence. The Dutch settlers, who became known as Boers or Afrikaners, gradually expanded from the Cape into the interior. This expansion often led to violent conflicts with the indigenous Khoikhoi and San communities. The Dutch also introduced slavery, bringing people from East Africa, Madagascar, and Asia, which profoundly reshaped the social and economic fabric of the Cape Colony. By the 18th century, a unique Afrikaner culture had taken root, blending Dutch, German, and French Huguenot heritage. Then, in 1795, a new colonial power arrived. Great Britain seized the Cape Colony to secure its strategic sea routes during the Napoleonic Wars. After a brief return to Dutch rule, the British annexed the colony for good in 1806. British administration brought new laws, economic changes, and an influx of English-speaking settlers. However, this created deep-seated tensions with the Afrikaners, fueled by cultural, religious, and political disagreements. These tensions boiled over into the Great Trek, starting in the 1830s. Thousands of Boers, or Voortrekkers, migrated north to escape British rule, establishing their own independent republics, like the Orange Free State and the South African Republic, also known as Transvaal. This era was defined by constant conflict, not just between the British and the Boers, but also between the European settlers and powerful African kingdoms, most notably the Zulu Empire under the brilliant military strategist, Shaka Zulu. The discovery of diamonds in 1867 and a massive gold reef in 1886 changed everything. This mineral revolution triggered an economic boom and intensified the rivalry between the British Empire and the Boer republics. The struggle for control over these vast riches led to the First Boer War in 1880, where the Boers successfully defended their independence. But the conflict was far from over. The Second Boer War, from 1899 to 1902, was a brutal and devastating conflict. The British implemented scorched earth tactics and used concentration camps, leading to immense suffering for Boer civilians. Ultimately, Britain emerged victorious, and in 1910, the various colonies and republics were unified into the Union of South Africa, a self-governing dominion within the British Empire. The 20th century cast a long, dark shadow over South Africa. In 1948, the National Party came to power and implemented its policy of apartheid, a cruel and systematic form of institutionalized racial segregation. Apartheid laws created a strict racial hierarchy, stripping the majority black population of their land, freedom of movement, and basic human rights. Laws like the Pass Laws and the Land Acts were designed to control every aspect of life for non-white citizens, denying them political representation and economic opportunity. But oppression breeds resistance. From the very beginning, courageous individuals and organizations fought back. Visionary leaders like Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and Archbishop Desmond Tutu spearheaded the struggle against racial injustice. Organizations like the African National Congress, ANC, and the Pan-Africanist Congress, PAC, organized protests, strikes, and powerful international campaigns to dismantle the apartheid state. Tragic events like the Sharpeville Massacre in 1960 and the Soweto Uprising in 1976 exposed the regime's brutality to the world and galvanized global opposition. Faced with crippling economic sanctions, mounting international pressure, and growing internal unrest, the apartheid government finally began to buckle. In 1990, President F.W. de Klerk took the historic step of unbanning political organizations and releasing Nelson Mandela after 27 long years in prison. This act opened the door for intense negotiations. 4 years later, in 1994, South Africa held its first ever multiracial democratic elections. In a moment that captured the world's imagination, Nelson Mandela was elected as the country's first black president, signaling the dawn of a new era. Since 1994, South Africa has been on a remarkable journey as a modern democracy. While challenges like economic inequality, corruption, and social tensions remain, the country has made incredible progress. It has invested in education and infrastructure and has taken its place on the world stage, even hosting the 2010 FIFA World Cup. South Africa's constitution is celebrated as one of the most progressive in the world, guaranteeing equal rights and civil liberties for all its citizens. Today, South Africa is known as the Rainbow Nation, a vibrant mosaic of cultures, languages, and traditions. It is home to a multitude of ethnic groups, including Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaner, English-speaking, colored, and Indian communities, each adding a unique thread to the national fabric. Its stunning landmarks, from the majestic Table Mountain and the wilds of Kruger National Park to the poignant history of Robben Island, tell the story of its natural beauty and complex past. From the ancient San and Khoikhoi, through the rise of great kingdoms, the trauma of colonial conquest and apartheid, and the ultimate triumph of democracy, South Africa's history is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the relentless pursuit of justice. It is a story that shows how a nation, shaped by both diversity and adversity, can rise above its deepest divisions to build a future founded on equality, freedom, and hope. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey through South Africa's history insightful, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into our world's fascinating stories. See you in the next one.